This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
We show up.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Carbon, and today we are going to be talking about some Call of Duty news. Starting with first on topic, the Black Ops 4 update that occurred yesterday, and these are just some of the fixes. And then after that, some more Call of Duty news, like Optic Gaming being bought out, and Modern Warfare saying they don't even know if they're going to have a line on what's going to be acceptable as far as graphics anymore. You guys remember back in the old days when they had that mission where you shot down everyone in the airport? Yeah, that's not even a line for them. They're thinking about going further than that. But yes, all the Call of Duty news, let's jump right into it. But before we get started, I do want to remind everybody to please hit that subscribe button, as the next marker, 20,000, is upon us, and I'm excited to hit it. Let's start with Black Ops 4. I just want to go over a lot of the things that they fixed, okay? And this is for all platforms. Starting with game modes such as Bare Bones Objective Mosh Pit. It has been added, and it's going to feature Domination, Control, Hardpoint, Safeguard, Search and Destroy. It is live on all platforms, and I played it, man. It is a hell of a good time. Capture the Flag even, that's been added. But they made some improvements to the Best Play and Kill Cam. Alright, so if those of you who have been complaining about the Best Play and Kill Cam, they fixed it, supposedly. Of course, I never saw the issue in the first place. Now, bolt action bare bones. They restricted the Vendetta sniper rifle. You cannot use it, and the bolt action for obvious reasons. For heist, they closed an exploit during the buy phase. That exploit is now closed. Nobody can now get more than they paid for. As far as maps, grind, they've added it. We've all been loving it, but they did close some missing collision in the circular stairwell. I don't really know what the issue was. I didn't see it, but apparently they fixed it. That collision on the circular stairwell overlooking the half pipe in the middle. And for Arsenal, they also closed an exploit that can allow players to get under the map. For you under the map glitchers, that one's been fixed. You're going to have to find the next one, but we know you guys will always find them. It's freaking crazy. The YouTube videos are just funny, man. And then for the weapons, the S6 Stingray, they lowered the damage from the S6 Stingray Operator Mod, particularly against the Safeguard robot. So it has been nerfed. It will do less damage to the Safeguard robot. For the Ballistic Knife, they slowed the projectile velocity. That's right. For those of you just getting used to the muscle memory of where to shoot it, they've changed it. It's going to get a little bit trickier. They've also added pronounced ballistic arc, so you can actually see the arc of the blade as you shoot it. So you'll have to keep that in mind when shooting at your enemy. They also adjusted the gas-powered attachment. Now, I haven't had the ballistic knife yet. I haven't been able to use it, so therefore I don't even know the difference. As far as the Vendetta, headshots with the Vendetta are now one-shot kills. All shots to the head from the Vendetta are one-shot kills. Now for Create a Class, they resolved a user interface error that occurred when attaching optics. Been fixed. Your optics are fine. Back to normal. The MX9 attachments are now visible in the front end and can be taken in-game. They also enabled mastery camos for the Locust once unlocked. They also lowered the camo unlock requirements for the Ballistic Knife. For those of you that complain too much about the camo unlocks, they've lowered it, they've nerfed it, it's easier for you guys to get now. Crown and Anchors Away reticles can now be used in-game. As if anyone cares, I'd rather start unlocking some cooler shit than that anyway. For Blackout, Ground War, it's been out, people have been playing it, but there's been some complaints, and now there are some fixes. Wins are now properly counted in the Barracks. Yep. All wins are now properly counted in your statistics, even though you have a 1 in 2 chance of winning as long as you stay alive. And they also have various performance and stability improvements. Let me know if you guys see any sort of difference in 50 versus 50. I'm not a big fan of it. You die, you wait 3 minutes, and sometimes you die and you wait those 3 minutes, you don't even get a chance to come back. Whatever, Ground War isn't for me, but it can be sometimes. I don't know, it's kind of like it's a 50-50 win, it's a 50-50 chance of me having fun. Now for the equipment, the Hawk, players can no longer deploy the Hawk while prone. It is an OP advantage. You have to be within a crouch position or standing position to throw the Hawk. Now, as far as the barricade, they will no longer disappear after 60 seconds. They will stay there. As far as the Coward's Way Out, for those of you who don't know, the Coward's Way Out is an option within 50 versus 50 that if you die, you can hold square so you can get into the plane faster to respawn. Because if you guys know, some of these respawn modes for Blackout, as soon as you are down on your hands and knees, you kind of hope the enemy just kills you right away in time so that you can spawn in time. Well, the Coward's Way Out, the HUD, will no longer persist into the end game flow. And players can no longer take the Coward's Way Out when being down while reviving another player. Now, zombies, they had some fixes too. As you guys know, there can't be an update without some fixes. So as far as the gauntlets, the labors of Hercules, they resolved an issue that could lock players out of the pack-a-punch. Now, imagine how frustrating that could be. You're playing these gauntlets, you're having a hell of a good time, you're spending a lot of in-time game. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's a waste. I'm not really a zombies fan. But for those of you hardcore grinders, imagine getting in there and the pack-a-punch is just locked you out. You just can't even use it. Well, time to quit and start again. No more. They fixed it. Now, the various stability fixes, for you zombies fan, let me know if you guys see a difference of any sort of stability fixes. Now, for camos and the zombies, they addressed an issue that could allow the plasma drive reactive camo to revert to its base camo form. Not a huge problem, but for those people who really like to show off their camos, I can imagine how annoying it could be if your camo just disappeared. Now, as far as the user interface, they addressed a user interface error that could sometimes occur in the select reticle menu. And that's going to pretty much do it for the fixes for the update that occurred yesterday. But now on to the next news. Optic Gaming. And why this is some big news, because this is the biggest, as far as I'm concerned, Call of Duty esports team in the world. And following weeks and weeks of speculation and rumors, Immortals Gaming Club yesterday announced that they have officially purchased Infinite Esports Entertainment, which is the parent company of Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming has been, like I said, the iconic Call of Duty esports brand team since its start years ago with Optic Hex. You guys remember Nade Shot, Scump, Big Timer, who's my boy, and more being part of this organization and transforming the Call of Duty esports scene in like many ways. And that announcement comes after months of speculation about the future of Optic Gaming. I am a huge Optic fan, and this was even mind-blowing for me, especially after the team's parent company, Infinite Esports and Entertainment, put the brand for sale following disagreements with many people at the company. An Immortals Gaming Club purchase was announced in the press release. This is kind of insane. Like, think about it. Optic Gaming has been sold. But in the press release, there was also a mention that Optic Gaming's Call of Duty team will remain intact and continue to operate as Optic Call of Duty in the league for now. And the combined company's team holdings will include the Overwatch League franchise, LA Valiant, Optic's Call of Duty World League team, and League of Legends franchise, and Brazil's flagship CSGO team, MIBR. The company will manage the Houston Outlaws, because as you guys know, some of these esports teams, they're starting to franchise, and Houston's, theirs are called the Outlaws, which is an Overwatch League franchise on an interim basis, and maintain rosters in the other leading titles. And this is a quote coming from them. It says, "Clearly Optic is a premier Call of Duty brand," said Peter Levin, who is the managing director of Griffin Gaming Partners and chairman of the IGC board of directors. And they said, "We are excited to work with our partners at Activision Blizzard to ensure that Optic continues to play that leading role in Call of Duty's future." Call of Duty, it is just, man, it has grown since I was a kid. For 2003, I was 13 years old, and then Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan, they were born out of YouTube from their montages with their sniper work and all that. It's just amazing to see how everything just comes to. Now, Optic Nadeshot, who used to be on Optic Gaming, he's got his own team who's invested in by Drake, and he's got a crazy clothing company, and he's saying he's wanting to be the next big thing. It's just crazy how far we've come in esports, and I love it, man. People ask me why I watch sports or esports, why I watch other people play video games. I always respond with, why do you watch other people play football? At least when I'm done watching my sport, I can get involved with my sport and play it. When you're done watching football, what are the chances of you going outside and padding up with the boys and playing some football, huh? I don't know. Esports for me, it's a new world. Whatever, guys. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what I did wrong. You guys always do. It's your boy Carbon. Peace.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the